beam fence shows up, BYU is going to run away with this dual
BYU has
meet.
the 4th-ranked beam fence in the country right now, which is awesome.
As you mentioned, ranked 16th in the country, and thanks in large part to our next guest, Abbey Miner, 4-time reigning Mountain Rim Gymnastics Conference Gymnast of the Week. We're making you our BYU Sports Nation Gymnast of the Month, okay?
Yeah, that's an official thing we just decided.
After 4 weeks in a row. Welcome to Studio B.
Thank you.
Okay.
Now, I do want to preface this. So normally an athlete comes in, maybe the sports information director accompanies them or something, but one of your teammates has, and she's sort of distracting you. Shannon Evans is here, and she's sitting like in a awkward spot just right in front of the desk here. What do you think about this?
Yeah, no, you support each other. It's like when you're doing the floor routine. You're dancing together, doing the interview together.
When you do an interview, I don't sit right by you. You know what I mean? Like, But Shannon's a good teammate, a good friend. Like, explain the relationship here.
Actually, when we first met each other, we hated each other. But only for
why?
I don't know. We just weren't the same.
Competitive?
Yeah, probably.
Okay.
But then after a year, we just decided that we wanted to be friends, and literally have been best friends for 10 years. So.
For 10 years. So when did you meet?
How
old were you?
When Shan was 10.
You can speak if you'd like.
Okay, so you hated her when you were 10 years old. I was a little worried this happened when you got to BYU
No,
and you were
yeah,
we hated each other at BYU.
You know what? It was 4 months ago, and she's the worst.
But now we've worked it out. Yeah, no.
That's awesome.
So yeah, we've been friends for a long time.
That's great.
Abbey Miner with us on BYU Sports
Shannon
Nation, and Shannon Evans in Studio B as well.
All-American in
Okay,
the house.
are you aware of the Gymternet phenomenon that is happening on Twitter and Instagram?
No.
Okay, well,
I don't have a Twitter.
let me inform you. There is something that is it's literally called the Gymternet. You know what fantasy football is, right?
Yeah.
Okay. They do this with collegiate gymnastics. They pick high-level gymnasts from each school and put together these fantasy gymnastics teams.
Wait, is Abbey involved?
To compete. And Abbey is a popular pick, as is Shannon Evans.
Okay.
So whenever I announce Shannon Evans is only competing in 1 event, or Abbey Miner is going to compete in 3 events, I'll see these tweets start to flow in oh man, I hate this. Why can't they all just be healthy all the time? Okay, so you got how do you handle the pressure of working for the Gymternet and your fantasy gymnastics fans?
Well, I guess I didn't know it existed, so I guess it's not a ton of pressure, but, but it's more just
1 minute since you learned that?
yeah,
There's
that's
no
a lot of pressure now, tonight. But no, I think pressure-wise, it's just making sure that I'm doing the best for the team. We do pressure sets all the time in gym, so it's just doing the exact same thing when we're competing.
In all seriousness, this is such a niche sport. We have viewers literally all over the world that just love the sport. It doesn't matter who's competing, and it is really unique. It's cool to see kind of the world soak in gymnastics wherever they are, New Zealand, Australia, Europe, and of course all over the country. Yeah.
You've won the all-around 4 weeks in a row, and kind of come on the scene here. Was this a goal to kind of get to this level before the season, or are you ahead of schedule here?
I definitely made it a goal to do all around this year, because when I first moved to college, I didn't think that I'd ever compete all around, just because I was recruited for pretty much everything but bars, but I just kind of figured I wouldn't ever get in lineup. But then after sophomore year, I got a new routine. I was like, oh, maybe I'm going to try. And then this summer, I would do routines over and over again. And I was like, hey, I think I'm good enough. I really want to be able to make lineup this year. And then it's been going pretty well. So
pretty well is an understatement. But when you won the all around the first time, what was that moment like? And then week 2, 3, 4 now.
The first time I actually had no idea, because we were going against Nebraska, and our team did pretty well. We didn't score as well as we thought, but they have a girl on their team that's really good. So I just kind of figured that she would win the all around. And then I had a pretty decent meet.
You put up a personal best at the time, so yeah pretty decent.
Decent. But then one of our social media people came up after and was like, hey, how does it feel to win? And I was like, oh, I didn't know I won. That's super cool. So I think after that, it just kind of gave me a little bit of confidence that I can do it. And then each week it's just trying to improve on each event and make sure that I don't just plateau.
Abbey Miner, not to be confused with Abby Staten or Abby Bowden on BYU Gymnastics.
All the Abbeys.
They're all over the place, is with us on BYU Sports Nation. Which event do you feel most confident in right now?
Probably floor. I think it's definitely been my most consistent since freshman year. But surprisingly beam as well. We've really grown like as a beam team, and I feel like our coach has a lot of trust in us, and so that makes me feel like very confident in my abilities and that I'm able to like hit every single time I get up on the beam.
Are you better than Shannon Evans at gymnastics?
No, I am not.
Shannon's better? Shannon's pretty good, right?
I think we're definitely like, we're just a lot different. Like, we both have our strengths,
Yeah.
but at the same time, like, we just kind of like complement one another in gym. We're just different styles.
Yeah, Shannon quickly said, she's better. And I said, no, she's better.
Hey, good teammates.
That's what my sister and I got all the time.
You're opposite of better events.
Yeah, I agree.
And that matters, right? You need to have a good team score as well. At the end of the day, it's unique because it's an individual and a team event.
Yeah.
So how do you kind of thrive in that situation where you go, I want you to do well, and I want to do well as well, and then we get that team score at the end. And you guys have been crushing it lately.
Yeah, I think that's definitely something we talk about a lot during preseason is like this is an individual sport, and like especially in club, it's a lot more individualized rather than college because you do get a club team score, but it's just not as important. Like you're more important as an individual. But here it's just kind of like if you do good, that's cool, but like no one really cares at the same time. Like good job and good for you, but at the same time, like people recognize the BYU gymnastics team, not just Abbey Miner or Shannon Evans or like certain people. So I think it's just important to remember that like you do your job, and then if everyone on the team does their job, then like that benefits the team score.
Shannon is a sister of sorts on the team, but you have an actual sister as well. Your little sister Sadie competes with you. What's that like to have that sister dynamic literally on the team?
It's so fun. She actually told me, she's like, they're going to ask you about your sister on the team. And I was like, yep, everyone does. But it's been a lot of fun. We are very similar gymnastics-wise and personality-wise. So I pretty much, and I live with her. She's my roommate. So we see a lot of each other all the time. But it's pretty good. We've been friends like our whole life, and we don't really fight that often. And if we do, we get over it in like 5 seconds. So
do you fight with Shannon more or your sister?
Oh, definitely my sister.
Your sister? Okay.
Oh, yeah.
That's good. Yeah. You have a silver medalist in the Olympics of a head coach.
Yeah.
Does that lend credibility to what he does? Does he ever show it? Does he ever reference that?
Yeah, actually, Guard very much likes to talk about how he was an Olympian. But
Are you guys like, yeah, we know?
yeah, a little bit. But no, he's awesome. It was a little bit different for him because he's only coached men's gymnastics before coming here. And so I think it took him a while to adjust because at first he just figured that it was the exact same. But I think he's realized now that like men and women are very different styles and different types of gymnasts. So I think he's had to learn a lot. But
And we've seen the program grow the last several years.
Yeah.
You guys are in the best place you've been in a long time.
yeah, I agree. It's been good. And I think the other two coaches help a lot. They work really well with each of us and with him and making sure that we get the right assignments and make sure that we're actually doing well as a team.
Yeah, shout out to Brogan Evanson and Natalie Brookman as well. Who's your favorite coach? Just kidding. Don't answer. Don't answer that question. Don't answer that one. Let's give you some BYU Sports Nation karma for the meet tonight. And as you continue on taking that next step and trying to get to nationals, I know that's a big one in your mind. So congratulations on the hard work thus far, and good luck.
Thank you.
Let's get your signature since this is your first time.
We've got Shannon's signature on
Do
there.
you mind signing this flag?
Sure.
Okay, awesome. Abbey Miner. She's won the
Yeah,
all-around 4 weeks in a row.
Abby, just
which
sign
is
your last
amazing.
name so we know which Abby it is. No.
She said
Not
only
just-
the last name?
No,
Yeah.
both names. Yeah, first and last.
Okay, coming up, who gets today's rise and shout-outs?
And we have and one picks and results. Jarom's starting to pull away a little bit. This is BYU Sports Nation.
Oh, spoiler alert.